Hi everyone, welcome back to Megan's Creative Arts. Today I have this beautiful textured blanket. It's very thick and warm. We are going to be doing a little bit of a chevron as we do it. You only use 2 stitches, so very easy. I learned how to make this one when I was a teenager. So yes, I'm going to age myself. It was probably 30 years ago. So very easy. I like it in the one color. You can certainly use a self-striping or stripe it yourself. But this is what we're going to do today. Very nice and warm. I just did a lap size, so it is about 30 inches wide, and I actually made it a little longer than lap size. It's about 50 inches long, and I might add to it just because I like to curl up a little more with it. But let's go ahead and get started. Oh, let me show you the edge real quick. Pretty straight edge. You got these little bumps, just a little, but I don't put an edge on this one. You certainly can if you want. I used the Big Twist teal. Oh, this is a medium acrylic. It's recommended for a 5mm hook, but I used a 5.5. So that's what we're going to do for our example today as well. So I've got my 5.5mm hook. We're going to start with our slip knot. So if you can double crochet, you can do this. Okay. Just situate that cord. There we go. So this is done in chains of 14. So you're going to chain 14, 14, 14 for the width of your project. Now it is going to shrink just a little because we are doing that chevron pattern. And then we're going to add 5 at the end. Okay, so I did 3 sets of 14. And I'm going to add 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. So starting in our 4th chain from our hook, we're going to do a double crochet. And then we're going to do the same thing 6 more times. I'm sorry, 5 more times. So this chain 3 is going to count as a double crochet. And then we're going to do a total of 6 more down the line. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we need a total of 7 on the end. start with. Now to start the pattern, we're going to skip 2, so skip, skip. In that third chain, I'm going to do another double crochet. We're going to do a total of 6. So 6 crochets, I'm sorry, 6 double crochets along your chains. Just 1 double crochet per chain, but we need to do it a total of 6 times. There's 4, 5, and 6. So you can kind of see how we get that little dip. Now to do the top of our chevron, we're going to chain 2 and then start working our way back down. So I'm going to double crochet in the very next chain and in the next 5, so a total of 6. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Before I forget, if you don't know how to double crochet that well, you just yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over to pull up a loop. So now I have 3 loops on my hook. I'm going to yarn over and go through 2 of them, yarn over and go through the other 2. So that's a total of 6 double crochets. I'm going to skip 2 again to do our valley of the chevron, our little bottom dip, and then do a double crochet in each of the next 6 chains. So we got 6 more. So now I'm going to chain 2 to do our peak of the chevron. And we're going to do a total of 6 more double crochets to work our way back down. We're going to continue this until we get to the end. So there's 5 and 6. So again at the bottom I'm going to skip 2 and then do double crochet over the next 6 chains. Now I'm near the end of my first row, which is our foundation row. Kind of setting everything up for the rest of the blanket. Once you get here, we're just going to keep going. So we have a total of 6, and somehow I have 2 more chains left. I thought it was a 14 plus 5, maybe it's a 14 plus 4. So what I did to hide that extra chain, do it again. So I have 2 chains left. I could just unravel everything and take off 1 chain. What I'm going to do is actually insert my hook into that first one where I need to be, and then insert it into the back of that other one so that it kind of folds together. And put my last double crochet there. So this is what 1 row looks like. Again, yours is probably going to be a lot bigger. I'm just doing a sample. All right, so now we're going to start the pattern. So I'm going to chain 3 and turn my work. So because we're doing a chevron, I'm going to, this chain 3 counts as a double crochet, and I'm also going to put a double crochet into the very first stitch because we're going to lose one when we get to the bottom. So we have 2 here. Now we're going to start the actual texturing. So we're going to do a front post double crochet. To do the front post, I'm going to yarn over, insert my hook around the post of the next double crochet from the row below, yarn over and pull around a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. So it's very similar to a regular double crochet, but instead of inserting my hook into this space here, I'm going around the post of the double crochet from the row below. And we're going to do that for every other stitch. So there's our front post, so I'm going to do a regular double crochet into the very next stitch, then do the front post again. So I'm going around the post of the stitch from the row below. I'm going to do another regular double crochet into the space that I normally would go, and then one more front post. So we started with seven double crochets on the row below, and we're still ending with 7 double crochets. So we have our chain 3, then a regular double, front post, regular double, front post, regular double, front post, total of 7, because the chain 3 counts as a double crochet. Now to do our valley, or the bottom of our chevron, I'm going to skip these next 2 stitches and do a front post double crochet around that next stitch from the row below. Then we're going to do a regular double, a front post, and it's every other stitch. Every other stitch we're going to do that front post double crochet, and that's what gives it that extra texture. Now here I'm at the top, our little peak. I'm going to put in a regular double crochet. If you want to go into the actual chain space, you can do so. I just go into the space where the chains are. I'm going to chain 2 like we did in the row below, and do another double crochet in that same chain 2 space. So that creates our peak for our chevron. Just pull a little more yarn out. There we go. All right, so I'm going to continue with doing every other stitch is going to be a front post, and then a regular. So you should have the same amount of stitches going on your ups and your downs. It'll get a little easier after this second row. Okay, so here's where I have my valley, so I'm going to skip these 2 and do another front post double. And you can go slower If you need to pause the video, that's fine. I've been doing this one for a little while, so it's perfectly fine. Before I forget, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I'd like to know what you guys are interested in. Okay, so I'm at the valley again. So I'm going to skip these two and do my front post. So I'm almost at the end of my second row. I'll show you how we end it. So in the very last stitch, which is actually your chain 3, I like to actually go into the chain space. So I'm actually inserting my hook into that chain and not in just the space where it is. And you're going to put 2 double crochets. So it's going to look like this. So here's 2 rows, and you're going to start to see the texture. And I'm going to go ahead and switch colors so you can see what it would look like if you do some sort of self-striping. Go. Just going to grab some white. All right, to switch colors, I undid part of my double crochet from the row below, that very last stitch. And I'm just going to pull it through. And pull this down just a little. And now I'm going to do my chains. So chain 3 and turn my work. We're going to do a double crochet into that very first stitch, and then I'm going to do a front post. Now from here on out, this is going to be a little easier because you're going to be able to see where these front posts are going to go. And this is the repeat row. So row 3 is your repeat, very similar to row 2, just a lot easier to see where those front posts are going to go. So what happens is the front posts from, in this case, row 2, are actually just regular double crochets on this 3rd row. Go. So I'm going to skip these 2 down here. And continue doing the front post and the regular double crochet. Now this makes a very warm and textured blanket. You could do this pattern with a scarf, which would be really cute. But this is a very nice wintry blanket. You will use just a little more yarn than you would if you were using just a double crochet regular blanket, because you're going around the front posts. Go. It is nice and simple. Once you start really going, you'll be able to kind of feel where you need to do the front post. I like to do it while I'm watching TV in the evenings. And the lap size that I did it I only have about a couple hours in the evenings, but I did it in about 4 or 5 days. So it depends on how much time you may have. Go. So there's the 2 that I skipped. If you make a mistake, it's okay. You can just pull your hook out and then pull the yarn back to where you made the mistake. Redo it. Happens all the time. All right, so I'm going to put my last front post for this row, and then in again here in this chain 3, I'm going into the top of that last chain and doing 2 double crochets. If you only do 1, you're going to start to lose some of your stuff there. So that's what it could look like if you do a self-striping. It's the same on the front and the back. They're very similar anyway. But that is how to do the front post textured blanket. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, let me know if you have any trouble. Leave me a comment and I will respond to you. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, everyone.